Okay, so today's class, I'm going to explain functional and non-functional testing. Functional and non-functional testing. Okay, so functional testing. So what is mean by functional testing? Okay, functional testing is nothing but so it is, we can call it as functional testing involves validating the functional specification of the system. Okay, whatever the functional requirements they have provided, so those functional requirements are working fine in the system or not, we are going to perform functional testing. Okay, functional testing, first I am going to explain the functional testing. Okay, functional testing is nothing but functional testing involves validating the functional specifications of the system. Specifications of the system. Okay, so this is called, simply we can call it as functional testing. But in functional testing, what will happen? So we are going to perform, there are three different types. Okay, I'm going to explain three different functional testing. In functional testing, how we are going to perform means like we can call it as, so the first one, GUI testing. In functional testing, we are going to perform GUI testing and we are going to perform business rule testing, business rules testing, or we can call it as business rules testing. Business rule testing or business role testing, and also end-to-end flow testing. End-to-end flow testing we are going to perform in functional testing, guys. Okay, so now comes under what is GUI testing. What is GUI? GUI is nothing but a graphical user interface. We can simply call it as graphical user interface. Okay, in graphical user interface, what we are going to do? What we are going to do, guys?
Like storefront testing?
No. In GUI testing, what we are going to verify means, first of all, if you guys are open any application, so in that application, you guys need to focus on UI related items. Like, so field alignments are properly displaying or not. So we can call it as GUI is nothing but user interface. Okay, graphical user interface. Okay, we mainly focus on like spelling mistakes are properly displaying or not, alignment issues are properly displaying or not, colors are properly displaying or not. Okay, there are some menus are there, menus are properly displaying or not. Okay, and also checkboxes are displaying properly or not, and buttons are properly displaying or not, and font colors and icons, contents, images. Okay, so these are all things on comes under this particular GUI testing. Okay, so here also the customer, they are going to mention so particular GUI. So sometimes they are going to provide like you guys need to verify so spelling mistakes in that particular application, and you need to verify tooltips. They are going to provide some tooltips. So tooltips verify. Okay, these are all comes under, they are going to provide in the requirements. That depends on the customer requirement. We are going to perform the GUI testing. See, if they are not providing a GUI requirement, still we can perform the UI testing. So as a user point of view, we need to perform whether the application is easily understandable, or otherwise is there any spelling mistakes, or is there any alignment issues. Is these type of issues we can find out in that particular application. Okay, so this is comes under, we can simply call it as GUI testing. Okay, and in GUI testing, okay, there are some checklists are there. Okay, I'm going to provide the checklist, but I don't know exactly. So that depends on the customer's expectation. We are going to perform this checklist. Okay, so we need to verify size of that particular image, or size of that particular we can call it as a font color size, Okay, and also there is a width, height, and so these things we need to verify, and also the error messages are properly getting displayed or not, and also zoom in, zoom out, what will happen. Okay, and the text, you guys are able to read the text or not. Okay, and also we can call it as the colors, the font colors, whatever the colors they have provided, the font colors are properly displaying our art. Okay, images are, you guys are seeing the images. The images are the good quality or not. The you guys are see the images, quality images or not. You guys need to verify. And there are lot of things are there, guys. Okay, I'm going to provide the checklist also, GUI checklist. What are the checklists we need to follow in this particular project? Okay, now I'm going to provide some notes. You guys are understand first of all GUI testing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so GUI testing means nothing but we can call it as
UI,
simply
user interface.
user interface, graphical user interface. Okay, so what we are going to mention, graphical user interface testing, or we can call it as GUI testing, is a process of testing the user interfaces, user interface of an application, user interface of an application. Okay, and a graphical user interface includes all the elements such as menus, checkboxes, okay, radio buttons, okay, and colors, fonts, icons, content, and images, and so on, etc. Okay, and GUI testing mostly focuses on the front end part. GUI testing and focuses on front end part. Why we need to focus on front end part? See, front end, we are able to see. See, as a user, you guys need to use front end only. You guys are not going to use back end. Okay, you need to, for suppose if there is a one application is there. So in that application, you need to order something, or you need to you need to take a one insurance policy. Okay, in insurance policy, you guys are going to check the back end. You guys are checking the front end only, right? So in the insurance application, what are the fields are there? You guys are filling the fields. Okay. These things you are going to done because of you can read the English. You can easily understand. You can fill the whatever the details are. But if you guys are went for backend, you guys are able to understand.
No.
Okay. So that is the reason GUI testing mostly focuses on front end testing. Okay. Here we mainly focus on the look and feel of the application, okay. I'm going to provide GUI checklist, guys. GUI checklist. Okay, what we are going to perform in GUI checklist. I mentioned GUI testing also. GUI testing checklist. Okay, I'm going to provide some of the points. There are lots of points are there, guys. I'm trying to cover. So testing the size position, width, height of the element. If there is one element is there, so element is nothing but a one field name. So there is a, we can call it as first name field. So for that first name field, what is the size and what is the position and what is the width and what is the height, we need to verify. Okay, now comes under testing of the error messages that are getting displayed. Okay, we need to verify whether you guys are able to see the error messages or not. Okay, so whenever you guys are providing invalid information. Okay, and testing the different sections of the screen. Okay, in application we have different types of sections are there. Okay, like if there is a one application, you guys can take like Amazon application. In that Amazon application, if you guys are checking the results page, in the results page there are different types of sections. Like we have a on the search form. Okay, and we have a like in the left side we have a filter section, and the right side we have a results, how many results are displaying. Okay, there are different types of sections are there. Okay, those sections also we need to verify. Okay, those screens also, whether those screens are properly displaying or not. Okay, and the testing of the font, whether it is readable or not. Okay, so why I mentioned readable or not means, I think we have anything. Okay, sometimes you guys are unable to read the text. Is there any example? Okay, leave it. I'm going to explain whenever we are going to start this cross browser testing. In that cross browser testing, I'm going to explain this readable concept. Okay, and the fifth one, testing of the screen in different resolution with the help of zooming in and zooming out. Okay, so we need to verify the zooming in, zooming out. Okay, and testing the alignment of the text and other elements like icons, buttons, okay, etc. are in proper place or not. Okay, the seventh one, testing the colors of the fonts. Testing the colors of the fonts. Okay, the font color they are going to provide. So the font color should be in red, or the font color should be in gray, or the font color should be in white. Okay, so they are going to mention the font colors. So you guys need to verify the font color is displaying as per the customer requirement or not. Okay, and testing whether the image has good clarity or not. Okay, if there are some images are there, you guys are able to see proper images or not, means the image is the good clarity or not, you guys need to verify. Okay, and testing the alignment of the images. Okay, alignment images means nothing but images are overlapping with each other sometimes. Okay, some of the application the images are overlapping each other. Okay, and the next one, testing of the spelling mistakes. Testing of the spelling mistake. Okay, spelling mistakes are very, very important, guys. The user must not get frustrated while using the system interface. Okay, so when you guys are frustrating with the application, you guys are frustrating as of now with any applications.
Like when it is slow or when it
Hmm.
is not clickable.
Yeah. So sometimes see that is also comes under. So frustrating is nothing but a, see the application you guys can able to use, but what will happen if you guys are clicking on that particular image or that particular button, if that is not navigating properly or it is overlapping each other. So if you guys are clicking on one image, that another image is displaying, okay, or if you guys are clicking on one button, the button is clicking on another button because of there is a overlapping with each other, okay, or sometimes the fields are overlapping with each other, but you need to click on one field, but whenever you guys are clicking on another field, so there is a like we can call it as it is overlapping with that particular field, you are unable to select that particular field. So these times what will happen, the user had some frustrations. Okay, see, I'm going to show one application. I have one application. So in that application, I'm going to show these are all the UI elements, how we are going to face. Okay, understand? As of now, any questions? Okay, testing whether the interface, testing whether the interface is attractive or not. Okay, application interface is attractive or not, we need to verify. Okay, testing of the scroll bars according to the size of the page, if any. If there are any scroll bars are there, so that scroll bars are displaying according to the customer requirements. The customer size, they have mentioned some sizes. Based on that sizes, that is displaying or not. Okay, and testing of the disabled fields, if any. Sometimes the fields are disabled. Why the fields are disabled? Okay, if there are clear filter is there, okay, you need to clear the filters. When clear filter button is enabled, whenever you guys are applying any filters, then only there is a clear filter button is enabled. Otherwise, initially what will happen? The clear filter button is in disabled mode. Okay, or otherwise there is a reset button is there. You all are know reset button. So whenever you guys are filling something in the application, so you need to reset all the fields. Okay, now before that, before filling your details, the reset button is in disabled one. Whenever you guys are filling all the details, then only the reset button is enabled. Okay, these things you guys need to verify. Understand, guys?
Yes, yes.
Okay, testing of the size of the image. Okay, whatever the size the customer has provided, that particular size is displaying the image or not, we need to verify. And testing of the headings, whether it is properly aligned or not. Headers, you all are know, I think headings, you all are know headings, right? So there is a application heading like logos. Okay, the logos are properly displaying or not, properly aligned or not. Okay, so if the customer saying the heading should be in left side, but the heading should be displaying sometimes in the middle or the right side. Okay, the heading should be as per the customer requirement. Okay, testing of the color of the hyperlink. Okay, so sometimes they are going to mention the colors. What is the hyperlink color? Okay, so most of the times we can see hyperlinks, maybe gray color or blue color. These type of things are available. Okay, that depends on the customer requirement. Yes. Okay, testing UI elements. Testing UI elements like button, text box, text area, checkbox, radio buttons, drop downs, links, and so on, etc. Okay, so these are all things we need to verify in the GUI testing. Guys, understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the thing we are going to perform in GUI testing. Okay, the next one. So business rules and business roles. There are business rules and business roles are there. Okay, business rules, they are going to mention some of the business rules. Okay, how we can take the business rules? Okay, I'm going to give an example. Okay, per suppose, yeah, got it. 1 point. Okay,
Condition and action.
yeah, business rules. Yeah, I'm going to provide one business rule. Like, I think I already explained this one, but again, I'm going to explain. A business rule should be like if the dates between 1 to 90 days, then the status should be new. I already explained this one, but again, I'm explaining the example same. The dates between 91 to 180 days, then status should be open. Okay, if the dates between greater than 180 days, then the status should be closed status. Okay, this is the rule they are going to provide in the applications, guys. Okay, the application, we are getting the rules like this. Okay, and I mentioned roles. Okay, roles means, for suppose I have a roles like there is a sales user and there is a sales manager. Okay, and also we have a admin. Okay, but admin can access all the application. Admin have all the access in that particular application, but sales user, what he is having, he can create some of the users, but he cannot edit the users. Okay, for suppose the sales user, he was creating a one user, so in that particular application, but he is having only create access. He is having only create access. He can able to create, but he cannot modify. Okay, the modify access giving it to sales manager. Okay, so who is sales user has created some of the users, those users he can able to edit. Sales managers only he can able to edit. Okay, so but admin have access, he can create the user and he can edit the user, and if he want, he can delete the user also. Okay, so these type of roles we are going to use in real time. These type of roles we are going to use in real time. Okay, so you guys are understand what is the business rules and business roles. Okay, so these are the business rules and these are the business roles. Okay, rules means nothing but that particular rule we need to follow. Okay, I mentioned this is the business rule and I am going to mention this is the business rules. Okay, so every project we have different types of rules and roles, guys. We have different types of rules and roles. You can see this is the business rules and business roles. And also we have rules like field level validation rules. Okay, field validation rules, we can say that. I'm going to mention one more thing. Field rules. Okay, field rule means nothing but if there is a one field, for that particular field, I'm going to mention if there is a first name field is there. First name field should accept only alphabets. Only alphabets. Minimum is 1 and maximum is 25. Okay, field rule is like first name field accepting only alphabets, and the rule is it is accepting minimum 1 character and maximum 25 characters. Okay, this comes under field rules. The business rule is different and field rule is different. You guys are understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, these type of rules we are getting. See, the business rules they are going to provide in the story. If there is a story card, in that particular story card, they are going to mention this business rule. These are the business rule you guys need to follow. And if there are some fields, field rules also they are going to mention. This is the field, for this field, this is the rule we need to follow. Okay, if there are some roles in the description only, the story description only, they are going to mention the role. Okay, so and so this role we can accept. This is the process. You guys are clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, any type of application, first of all, what we need to do means, first we need to complete the GUI testing. Okay, whenever you guys are open any application, first you need to verify the GUI part, UI part. After that, what you guys need to do? You guys need to test that particular functionality. There are module-wise functionalities are there. Module-wise, you guys need to follow business rules and business roles and also field rules. Okay, so if you have completed module wise testing, okay, so every modules are working according to customer requirement. Now there is a final one. What we need to do? So we need to perform end-to-end flow testing. We need to perform end-to-end flow testing. Okay, what is end-to-end flow testing? Okay, the third one is end-to-end flow testing.
Whole application testing.
So we need to perform end-to-end flow testing. All the modules should be integrated and we need to perform the end-to-end flow testing. Okay, see guys, whatever the business rules and business roles and field rules I mentioned, so we need to prepare a test cases. We need to prepare a test cases. Okay, so test cases as of now I did not start. Okay, just I'm explaining the concept. Once this concept is completed, then I'm going to start the test cases part. Okay, so I'm going to explain how we are going to prepare the test cases. Okay, now we have created the like we have performed testing all the modules. Now finally we are going to perform end-to-end flow testing. So end-to-end flow testing is nothing but we can simply call it as, what is meant by end-to-end flow testing?
Whole application testing.
whole application testing. Whole application testing. I'm giving some of the examples here. Okay. The examples are, so first of all, the first example is example 1. Okay. So I need to transfer amount from my internet bank. I need to transfer amount to my friend from internet banking. Okay. Now what you guys are going to do? So there is an end-to-end flow, right? Okay. So what is the end-to-end flow? First of all, what do you guys need to do? First, open browser. Okay. So first you need to log in. Open browser. You need to enter the valid URL. Then click on enter. Okay. And so you need to log in with valid credential, valid username, and valid password. Okay. So what do you guys need to do? First of all, go to accounts. So you need to add new account, your friend's account. Okay. After adding the account, add money. Okay. And after adding money, what will happen? Then it is asking OTP, right?
Yes.
Enter valid OTP. Okay. And finally, click on send. Okay. Now this is comes under end-to-end flow, right?
Yes.
Okay. This is the end-to-end flow application. Okay. For suppose I need to take one insurance policy. Example 2. Example 2. What I'm going to do? I need to take one insurance policy. Okay. In insurance policy, what will happen? The first step is I need to contact insurance agent. Okay. Insurance agent is asking what type of insurance required. Okay. We have selected one insurance, and after that he was asking. So we need to submit the proper documents. And now insurance agent validate the documents, and after that insurance agent submit the documents to underwriter, and now underwriter will validate the documents. Okay. So underwriter approve the documents and send it to payment section. Okay. Now the customer need to pay the amount. See, whenever we are sending the payment section, there is a insurance ID is generated Okay. So based on that insurance ID, the customer will pay the amount and policy will be received by the customer. Okay. So this is also one end-to-end flow, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the way any type of application we have a end-to-end flow. Okay. Any type of application you can take. See, Amazon, example, Amazon you guys can take. Amazon, why we are using? We need to book some order. We need to order the some product. Okay. For suppose if you need to order some product like mobile phone. Okay. You need to search in the search form. You guys need to search the mobile phone. Okay. So that mobile phone related results are displaying. You need to select a particular mobile phone. Then the page is redirecting to add to cart, and the add to cart you need to verify all the details, and again this page is redirecting to booking page. So in the booking page you guys need to fill all the required details like your address, those things you need to provide, and after that there is a payment section is there, and you guys need to perform the payment section. Once the payment is completed, then you guys are moving it to the confirmation page. So while you guys are moving the confirmation page, you guys are receiving one email notification, and you one we can call it as mobile notification. Okay, this is the end-to-end flow and comes under book my show. So book my show, I need to book a one ticket. Okay, movie ticket. So in that application also we have a book my end-to-end flow. See, every type of application we have a end-to-end flow. You guys are understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is called end-to-end flow testing. Okay, so as of now, we have completed functional testing. Okay, in functional testing, what we can call it as functional testing? Functional testing involves validating the functional specifications of the system. Okay, so under functional testing, we have three types: GUI testing, business rule testing, or business role testing, and end-to-end flow testing. Okay, so business roles is nothing but we can simply call it as RBAC. RBAC is nothing but a role-based access control. Role-based access control, we can call it as. Okay, so first GUI testing, we need to verify these are all the things, and functional business rule testing, we are going to test the business rules and roles, and there is a field validation rules. Okay, and now comes under end-to-end flow testing. Okay, now what will happen? Our functional testing is completed. Okay, so this is called functional testing. As of now, any questions?
No questions.
Okay,
Sir,
so
GUI testing is performed on web applications and desktop both.
see, web applications we are going to perform. See, actually, we are going to perform web and desktop application also and mobile application also. So any type of application we are going to perform. But see, in desktop application, like we don't have like buttons, spelling mistakes, these things we are unable to see, right? So maybe some of the application we can able to see.
Okay, sir.
Okay, you guys have any questions as of now?
No, sir.
Okay, see, I need to start this one like a non-functional testing, but non-functional testing, it will take some time. So that is the reason today I'm not going to cover the non-functional testing concept, but I'm going to explain the test cases sheet. Okay, test case template, I'm going to explain. Okay, so test case template, we are going to use. See, once the test cases part is completed, then only I'm going to start this non-functional testing. Till that, I'm not going to start the non-functional testing. Okay. So the test case template should be like this. We have a test case ID and the requirement ID or ID I mentioned requirement ID. And also we have a description. Okay. So test case description, guys. And the next one, precondition. Precondition. Okay. And after that, we have test steps. Okay. And test data. And we have expected results. Okay. As of now, I'm going to explain this one because of if I'm going to mention the actual results, those things, you guys are going to write the actual results also. But actual results, whenever we are executing the test cases, then only we need to write the actual results. Okay, so that is the reason I did not mention. We have lots of things are there, guys. We have actual results and we have status and we have defect ID and reviewed by, okay, and author, okay, reviewed date, and also we can call it as a comment section. There are different types are there, but depends on the company. We are going to use the templates. Okay, now test case ID. Test case ID should be unique, guys. The test case ID should be unique. If you guys are entering TC_001, okay, that should not be repeat again. Okay, test case ID 001 and 002 and so on like this. But the ID cannot be repeat again. Okay, so test case ID is a unique one. Okay, and requirement ID. Requirement ID. So as of now, we don't have any requirement ID. See, requirement ID based on that project. If you guys are working on some project, so based on that project, the requirement IDs are generated. Okay, the tool will generate the requirement ID, guys. Tool will give the requirement ID. That requirement ID you need to mention here. Okay, now the description. So description is nothing but a what to test. Okay, so there is a one test case. In test case, I'm going to mention just there is some definition. Okay, test case is nothing but a test case is a detailed condition which explains what to test and how to test. Okay, what to test we are going to mention here. What we are going to test. Okay, for suppose if you are going to test, there is a login functionality. Okay, now you guys need to write to validate login functionality with valid data. Okay, so this is the, see, I'm going to log in with valid data. Valid data you can mention, or otherwise you can mention valid username or valid password. Okay, simply I'm not going to mention the field names. See, generally we need to mention the field names, but 2 fields we can able to mention. If there are 100 fields, we are unable to mention in the description. So that is the reason we can simply write as to validate login functionality with valid data. Functionality with valid data. Okay, so this is called description. So you guys are understand. So this one I mentioned what to test. What we are going to test here? What we are going to test, guys? Hello? Guys, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So you guys are understand? See, the test case definition, it explains what to test. This is called what to test. What we are going to test here?
Login
Functionality.
We are going to test login functionality. Okay. So now precondition. Okay. So we need to test this login functionality. How we are navigating till that page. So precondition is nothing but a before login functionality, what we need to do. Okay, for suppose I'm giving one example. You guys are attending my class, right? Okay, before attending my class, what is your precondition for this class? We can call it as precondition, or we can call it as prerequisites. Okay, you have registered, that's it. Okay, but before starting this call, what you guys are done? You guys need to log in this class, right? You guys need to join this class. So what things are required for you to join this call?
Zoom link.
You need Zoom link. Then only you guys able to join this room, right? Otherwise, it's not possible. Okay. So for this also, what we need to do? We need to reach out this functionality. So how we can mention? The first one, open browser. And the second one,
Valid.
enter valid URL. Then click on enter. Okay. And third one, click on sign in button. Click on sign in button. Okay. Whenever we guys are clicking on sign in button, then what will happen? The page is redirecting to this particular Gmail login page. You guys are tried?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what you need to do? The next one is, you guys can see how to test. Okay. How to test this functionality. How we are going to test? I'm going to mention the steps. Step 1. Okay. Enter username in the username text field. I'm going to enter username in the username text field. Okay. What is the username I'm going to provide? So I need to provide, here I mentioned valid one. Okay. The valid one means the user ID should be like this. The Gmail account should be like this, right? So alphanumeric plus special characters. You guys are understand this step? See, I'm entering username. Where I'm entering? In the username field, right? Okay, I'm entering username in the username text field. We can call it as that is a text field, or we can call it a text box also. Okay, now here expected results. See, this is called how to test. Okay, here expected results. Username, see, should be mandatory here. Username should be entered. Okay, username should be entered. Here should be is mandatory because of we are expecting. So that is the reason should be is a mandatory. Okay, now one step we have completed. The next step, step 2, enter password in the password text field. See, guys, what here I'm mentioning username like this. See, they are going to provide some screenshots to you. Screenshots, or we can call it as wireframes, or we can call it as Figmas. Okay. So based on that Figma, in the Figma, if there is a username U is a capital letter, remaining are small letters. You need to mention like this. Because of you guys are preparing the test cases, but you guys are not going to execute. Someone else they are going to execute. Okay, so if you guys are mentioning here small letters, but in the application it is showing capital letter, then what will happen? The tester, he was thinking this is correct, maybe the application is wrong. Okay, so that is the reason we need to be very careful while writing the test cases. Okay, now I'm going to enter the password at the rate. Okay, this is my password. Okay, now use password should be entered. Password should be entered. I have entered the password. Now my final step is click on login button. Okay, click on login button. Okay, but I'm clicking on here button, so I don't have data because of I'm performing action.
Yes.
Okay, we are not entering any data. Now here you guys need to enter the expected results. Page should be redirected to home page. Page should be redirected to home page or inbox page. Page should be redirected to home page, or we can call it as inbox page. Okay, so this is called one test case. This is called one test case. See here, the Excel work is very, very important, guys. So for test cases, we need Excel work.
Like it is mandatory to write it in test cases, sir?
Yes, test cases are mandatory. See, if there is startup companies are there, startup companies, they are not going to follow the test cases preparation part, but they are going to perform ad hoc testing directly. But most of the times, companies are using test cases preparation.
No, it
Okay.
needs to be written in Excel only or
That depends
Word
on
also?
the client, that depends on the company. Okay, see, most of the times we are going to write the test cases in Excel sheet only. See, this Excel sheet we are going to import in like we have different types of tools like HP ALM is there. Okay, we can simply call it as ALM. We are going to import test cases into that particular tool, or you guys can import these test cases into Jira tool also, or Azure DevOps. We can import these test cases into Azure DevOps also. That depends on the tools.
Okay.
Okay, see what is happening, why we are using this test cases in Excel sheet means we can copy paste. Okay, whatever the changes are required, we can modify. But in tool, you guys can create test cases in tool also. But what will happen in tool? So you cannot copy paste. Okay, you need to type all these things. So that is the reason most of the people are preferring Excel. But see, sometimes if the client was saying you guys need to prepare test cases in Jira only, so you guys need to create in the Jira tool. So whatever the tool they are mentioning, that tool you guys need to use. Okay. Yeah, this is the today's class, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Sir, like RID is nothing but Jira ID?
Yeah, we can mention the ticket requirement
Ticket number.
ID. So we can mention here in the place of why I mention requirement ID means if you are getting requirement IDs, we can mention, or otherwise we are going to mention story ID.
Okay, story.
Okay, story ID. Okay, still any questions?
Sir, like in Jira, how we will be directly writing this? Like,
Yeah, I'm going to explain. See, those are the feature classes.
okay.
See, I'm going to explain in the Excel how we are going to write the test cases, how we are going to write the test cases in Jira tool. Both the things I'm going to explain.
Okay.
Naresh, do you have any questions?
No, sir. So far, no, sir.